yearning boats are gliding along, reaching for sheltered covens. Our yearning boats are gliding along, reaching for sheltered covens. My boat is steady in boisterous sea, the tiller in strong, steadfast hands. I will sail greatly on my own, again through the equinox. I hope, like the efforts of an albatross, the chosen path I have come across, the grand plan that will take me to my sweet home, my heart, my sweet home. I long for you.
Shanti. Shanti, everyone. How are you doing? Hope all can hear me. Am I audible and clear? Could anyone confirm? Chat's coming. Good morning, Sister Meera. I hope you're Shanti. कैसे आप सब लोग? कैसा रहा कल का दिन? How was yesterday? Shanti, you are audible. Thank you, Sister Renu. All right, so let's begin the day with the 2 minutes of silence. I could hear the beautiful music in the background. To see your smiling face. Oh. Thank you. I also look forward for looking your happy faces. You're all of yours. I mean, everyone's happy faces. And I expect everyone to see everyone that yes, all of us are connected and ready for the sessions, today's session. नमस्ते, कैसे हैं? ठीक है. Video is not on from host. चेतना बेन, वीडियो एक्सेस नहीं दिया है क्या?
देखती हूँ यहाँ से.
वो मीरा, जिससे मीरा लिख रहे हैं कि वो वीडियो एक्सेस नहीं है हमारे साइड से. वो शायद से अपना so I think others are able to, I mean, keep their video on. I think here you got it now. Hello, how are you? Good. And I see there are other names as well. Is it possible? There is no such force though, but if it is possible for others also to show up your faces, it actually gives a lot of connection when you see the faces here. If possible for others, Kamlesh, sister or brother, I'm not really sure. And Naveen, brother, and then Rekha, sister. And Suryavanshi bhai, Anupama sister, Ram bhai. Taj Bhai. Hello, how are you? See some new faces. Oh, so great to see you all. How are you? How's the session going so far? Hello, brother. सूर्यवंशी भाई नमस्ते कैसे हैं गुड मॉर्निंग कैन यू चेतना बहन आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं शायद से ये लोग बोल नहीं पा रहे हैं और else I think you have unmuted yourself so unmute I mean you have muted
nice. Night is now good.
निहारिका बहन अभी आप अनम्यूट कीजिए
okay okay so can everyone hear me clearly yes how was the experience so far how is it I mean these 4-5 days has made some changes in your life is it something that is something that you can feel the change in you this question is for everyone hello sister
Yes, we feel enriched. We feel enriched with knowledge, godly knowledge, and more of awareness. And yeah,
slowly and gradually it will be enhancing slowly but then if there is a change that you can feel that is so appreciable I want to hear from everyone if I mean I can see new faces and I'm so happy to see you all here so is it possible sister Waikun am I pronouncing your name correctly yeah yes would you like to share any of your experience anything in short
No. Om Shanti Vanji, I am feeling very pleasant, very stable, no upheavals, no much this one chit chatting and all that. Calm and quiet, keeping all the while calm and
Okay.
controlling myself.
That's so nice.
Not to speak any wasteful words.
Wasteful words. Okay. Nice. Ram Bhai,
Okay.
would you like?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Great. Ram Bhai, do you want to share something?
Yeah, Om Shanti sister.
Om Shanti. How are you?
Okay, lessons are going in a systematic way. I have already attended such type of courses 1 or 2 times. Till now I joined in so many WhatsApp groups. So every day I'm getting that messages.
So much of your information.
I'm regularly following. I think so. It is a refresh course for me. I have already taken long back this 7 days course, but regularly I am not going to centers. Regularly I am doing meditation and this WhatsApp group messages, everything. I am in touch with God on regular basis. But I am not visiting any centers and doing meditation or something.
Okay. Okay. So when have you done this course?
In 2000, first time in 2001. After that,
long time back.
But 2001, but this much maturity was not there at that time. So I was too young at that time. It was not this material was not injected into my mind systematically. So after course, even I didn't attend even Murli class also. I left the center.
Okay.
Again, I entered into this course in the year of 2016.
Okay.
After that, I visited Madhuban also. Madhuban in the 2016, I visited Madhuban for VIP classes something.
Wow.
I spent 7 days to 10 days in Madhuban, Mount Abu.
Wow.
After that,
You-
I am in touch with God, but not visiting any centers because of my own.
Now, are you liking the classes? Are you understanding? Has
Yeah,
things
yeah,
been
yeah.
revised well? Are you recalling all those which was taught to you in the 4 years back or 10 years? I mean, it's like 20 years now. So I'm not sure whether teachings from 2001
No,
would you be able to remember, but then
first time class, it is not that much. It had not given that much impact on my main. See, one
yes.
small sister, she took that this course. At that time, I was not realized really. While sitting in the meditation, I'm not getting any connection or any that visualization or that point of light or something. I tried 1 week. After that, I left. First time course,
Okay.
it is simply waste. Okay. The second time onwards, okay, something it is materialized actually.
But now I feel that
Now I
you
am
will
in
be
touch
able
with
to
God.
connect. Yeah,
Yeah, now I am able to connect to the God.
that's
Yes.
great. That's something is very important, and I hope that you keep on continuing this and will not miss this now onwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, thank you, sister.
Oh, welcome,
Om
brother.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Sister Vaikon, I can see you for the first time. Would you like to share something? Any of the experience, any sort of change that you have found in you in last a week almost?
Om Shanti, Piri. Yeah, I feel great. In fact, I'm in Gyan for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah. I after all these years, I don't see much improvement. That is why when I come to see that you have got this online 7 day course, I take the opportunity to attend it once again. I feel that I'm great. I can even have a better connection with God, my
Wow.
Father.
Wow, that's so
Yeah,
nice.
yes. I feel that I have got the energy, the pull is there after these few days. Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Welcome. And see, it's like a a reunion kind of thing. Like many of you have done it and then restarting it. So it's good. So we have different uh, group here. One who has never done and then doing it for the first time, and few are who has done in the past and then revising it. So it's a kind of a reunion kind of thing that yes, things are being revised and somehow you're getting the benefits of it. So I'm glad of this. Uh, yes. So about yesterday's homework, I hope all of you must have made and done this the exercise that I have given to you of looking someone's, even yours, positivity, your own values, and inculcating in your action. Have everyone done it? Yes, no? Say yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Okay. No? Yes? Okay. Ram bhai, haven't you done this? You didn't raise your hand,
Yes,
so
sister.
you did it? Okay. Sister Mira, have you done the homework?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. All right then. I couldn't. Sister Anupama, what happened, sister? Why weren't you able to do it? Any specific reason or just been occupied with something? Getting not well off. Fever. All right. Take good care of yourself and take medicines on time, food on time, and get well soon. We all wish for you, and then of course we'll see you back. All right, so let's begin this session with our new topic. So far, whatever we have covered, does anyone have any questions related to that, or shall I just move on?
Move on.
Move on. Okay. See, Sister Anupama, everyone is is sharing their feeling for you just to get well soon. So I'm sure you will get well soon, very soon actually. All right. So today's topic that we'll be covering is bit about world cycle. So what is, when I say cycle, so cycle, it means that everything is cyclic, like day and night. It is a cycle. So after every day there is a night, after every night there is a day. It's a cyclic chain. It's something that always keep on rotating, rotating, and rotating. So the same way, if you see the seasons, weather, it also run into the cycle. Yeah, you see summer and then rainy season, spring and then winter, and then so on. It rotates. So the same way, everything, even if you see the human life, it also run into the cycle. It's a newborn baby, infant, then toddler, then teenager, then young, then older, and then leaves body, and then take another birth. Then it's a cycle. There are a few myths around it, which we will cover. But before that, I'm going to talk about the cycle, how this works. When I say cycle, cycle does not have any kind of ending. You know, it's like a cyclic way. But for our reference, we can consider there is some point where it must have been started. As for the nature, it has been told that it neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It's something that keep on going. So the same way, cycle is also in a way that it always moves. Right? So the same way, human beings, God has created the world which consists animal, plants, and human beings, all creatures. But then plants and animals comes under nature, right? And we are the one who actually lives with the nature. It's like collaboration of two. So howsoever it runs, it has some of the impact on us and our impact on the nature. So let's consider, like, because it's always been seen that everything starts with the greatness, like positivity, and then goes into negativity. Let's say, for an example, a house which is created, right? So anything which is constructed, any house which is constructed, the moment it is actually constructed, it's a newly constructed building, and it is so strong and stuff, and clean and clear and beautiful. But as the time passes, the strength of the building slowly and gradually decreases, happens. And so as for a human being as well. The child grows a human being. A child is very, very, in terms of, you see the subtle way of thinking or subtle values, when there is a child, when soul is into the form of a child, it's very innocent. That what is being considered as God. बच्चे भगवान का रूप होते हैं. Similar because of the innocency. But as the child grows, this innocency slowly and gradually decreases. Right? So, same come back to the building form. It also, as the time is passes, the building strength, the strength of the building is reducing. And slowly and gradually it becomes of 10 years old, 20 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old. And probably the day comes when you just cannot renovate the house. No, after 20 years, maybe you renovated and becomes back to the probably the same, and then you can use it for some longer years as well. But then when it reaches to its extremity, because everything has some validity, a product you buy, a human being, everyone has some validity, which we call as a human being life. A human life is probably of 70 years or 75 years. Nowadays it's been reduced, that's different thing. But the consideration is in a way that a plant or animal or human being or insect or serpents or anyone has some life. The time period where one will live for. That is the validity, in other words. Right? For an object, maybe this mobile phone or anything, there is some life, some validity. So everything has some validity. Once the validity reaches to the date of its validity, after that you just cannot use it. You have to destroy this. It will be broken down. It will not be really been used. So the same in form of human beings, there is time comes where it is not actually in a way that you can use and take the most benefits of it. That's the cycle, and that's the time where God has to intervene. Because remember the day one or day two, we were discussing about the difference between God and rest all souls is the God does not come into the cycle of birth and death. Rest every soul comes into the cycle of birth and death, and hence all of us will degrade with the time. The phenomenon of degradation is quite natural, and it is applicable to each and every one. And just because of the fact that God does not come into this cycle, he is beyond this, and hence it is called God is an ocean of love and purity and all the positivity. Why the ocean word has been taken is because of he is idle, he's constant. And why he's constant? Because he does not come into the cycle, he keep himself away from this. And just because all of us come into this cycle, our energy, our strength, our power with the time decreases. But there is another fact that the energy, it cannot be destroyed and neither be created. Then what will happen? So again, we had discussed this as well. Energy is something transferable. It can be transformed. Yes, it cannot be destroyed, but it is easily transformed from one form to another. So as it has been transformed from positive to negative, is it possible to transform from negative to positive? Isn't it? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. Now, who will transform from negative to positive? If this is possible, there must be somebody who can do this. And this is not possible for any human being because every human being has come into the cycle already. That means everyone has depleted with its energy, strength, and power. So it's not possible for any human being, any creature except God, right? So the God is the only entity who, the reason who has kept himself away from the cycle, and that is why he has this strength. Because the law is made in such a way whosoever will come has to degrade. And who made this law? Creator. Even the creator made the law, he has to follow him as well. Why? Because lawmaker cannot be a lawbreaker. This is also a law. The constitution of India or any country is been made by people who lives here. But each and everyone has to follow this, isn't it? So as for the whole world, for whole universe. Though God has created it, but God also follow this. That is the beauty and humbleness of God, the value of God, his quality, right? So there is a time which comes and he has to intervene into this, all of this. Why? To rejuvenate us, to transform us from deep negative to full of its positive. Like from a building which is 100 years old, from a newly constructed building. So to construct it new, it has to first destroy, isn't it? We have to destroy the building, destruct the building, and then create a new. But to construct a new, we first do not destroy, we first make a planning of constructing a new building, then destruction, and then creation, reconstruction, isn't it? Does it happen this way? We all know this methodology or
Yes.
the way of the process. Yes.
Yes.
So the same way, it also applicable on all of us. That is the work. That is the real karam of God. Okay. So it has started, like the journey started. Now think about yourself. When we have initiated, when we have started our own journey, since we are children of God, how we we would be. I mean, we could have been that time in the past, whenever we have started our journey, we must be so pure as God because we are God's children. Parental sanskar, remember? So,
Yes.
as a father, so as child. As a parent, so as child. So as beautiful and pure, the beginning of, the start phase of a child is so innocent. So the same way, when we as a soul has started our journey onto on this universe, we were so divine, same like God. And who will be there, what will there, we'll discuss later. But just consider it as a story. And this is actually a real story. Just think into the right way. You would be able to accept the fact this is actually a truth as an energy, because we accept that we all are God's children, and we feel the real qualities of being peaceful, loveful, powerful, happyful, aren't we? So this is our real qualities. So when we had started our journey in the beginning, we were actually so pure. So peaceful, loveful, powerful. And that was our real form. But slowly and gradually, we had so many births, one body to another, another to another, another to another. The cycle. So the quality, the strength of the soul is slowly, very slowly and steadily started reducing, depleting our energy. And I can tell you the example of this. See the people of your generation, your grandmothers. Technologically, we were not really so advanced, but as per the value system, how were we? You tell me. You must have seen, I mean, remembrance, as per the remembrance in this life. How were the people?
Very
Uh,
simple.
they were very correct in their decisions and without this technology also. Now we can Google and do these things, but our Dadima Nanima gives us chutki mein medicines and things.
True.
Lot of love and affection from them.
Yes. Yes.
They were very simple uh, ways of living, and more of like feeling of family together, joint family system.
Yes. Even neighbor was like a family.
Yeah,
Whole society were like a family.
yeah,
And nowadays, even ऊपर नीचे रहते हैं फिर भी पता नहीं है कौन है क्या है.
yeah. We don't know. Our neighbor.
True.
So a lot of affection, lot of love, lot of values. So we are depleting in terms of that. So the originality, what we were earlier, we are going so far, slowly, 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 and gradually. In fact, you were not like this. And see your children, see our generation. It's changing like so drastically, isn't it? So this is what, in fact, we all have experienced it. We almost have reached to the peakness of negativity. We have so many holy books, and it is mentioned into all those holy books what will be the peakness of negativity, extremity of negativity. There will a time come where cow will start eating, you know, all the dirts, and that can be seen nowadays. I remember in my childhood I have seen my like grandparents, taking first roti to for the cow and the last roti for the dog, keeping all of that
Yeah.
thing. It is like a custom this to follow, right? But nowadays the basic need of life is air and water. Have you remember, buying water and then drinking? But nowadays we are buying air. We are keeping in our own houses air purifier. It's like buying air, isn't it? We are buying, who drink regular water. Everyone keep RO and any kind of purifier to at home to purify the water. So the basic need of life is this too, air and water, and that too we are buying. Just imagine where we are now. Aren't we already reached to the peakness of negativity?
Seems.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So many
Yes, it
cases.
is.
I do not want to be really much, get into all of that. But then a child is not safe from the own family members. This is the world we are living in. No matter whether it's a girl or a boy, or what? It is everyone is being exploited some or the other way in the school or here and there, and so much of, I mean, exploitation. Is it what, I mean, have you any kind of fear sending your children in school and then thinking what will happen if his or her teacher will start doing this? Have you ever thought of this?
Yes.
This generation must have done, but I do not think that you know, while sending your children, or you, when you've been sent, your parents might have such kind of thoughts and then tension. Never. We could take, you know, I remember my grandmother used to tell, or you know, the person, uh, because here at center many people come and do courses, and the one of the professor from IIT Delhi, he used to come here, and then his wife is also a professor in Gargi college. So meant to say that she was you know, explaining her experience that when I was getting late for the college, I used to take lift from anyone going from the road and then
पोछे में
go
लग गया
to
हूँ
reach to my
गोल
college.
गोल
But then is it possible nowadays that you can take lift from any stranger and go to any place?
No.
That kind of world we are now. Though we are technologically so advanced, growing in everything on tips, just press the button and then you'll get it. But then where we are lacking,
Values.
yes, and that is the root cause of all our pain. We are living in one family, but we are not talking to each other. We are talking over the phone to someone else, watching TV. Is it what we were? And that is the reason of all the tension and stress, depression. Because human to human touch is not there. And that creates positivity. That creates a you know, a positive sign around. But because if there is nothing like that, and hence we become, I'm living in that fear because I another. Yes, that is very important, and something to understand that where we are, and that is how we will be able to cope with the
लग गया सर
situation.
मैं पेज के नहीं लगा पेज लग गया
Could everyone mute yourself because it could be distracting for others? Thank you. So here's something to understand, that where we have reached now. Now, what will happen and why we have reached. So it's very simple that, you know, in the cycle, it's okay, sister. In the cycle, sorry, we might have started the journey from the beginning. Now, whatever the point, but we can consider only for our own reference, because if it is a cyclic way, there is nothing as such that where it has started from. It's like, you know, there is an egg or there is a cheese. So, you know, chick and egg. So there is a cycle, right? So from egg there is a chick, and there is from the chick there is egg. There's a cycle. So we do not know actually what happened. But then from our own reference, we consider probably there be a chick first, and then egg came from the chick, and so on and so forth. Now, same way, everything starts from positivity, like innocency to the darkness, light to dark, morning to evening, day to night. So, the same way, probably this all has started from the very beautiful world. And that world is called the world of golden era. Have you heard the word Bharat Sone ki chidiyan thi? Yeah, this country is very beautiful. It is not really specific as one country because we are living in here, but then when God has created the universe, say it's only be a reference. But if you analyze in some way, you'll understand that this must be a right way of thinking. And it actually be this way. How? Just listen to me and just try and imagine. So when God has created the whole universe, the universe consists all the 9 planets or 10 planets and all the 5, 6 elements and everything. Our home is beyond the 5 element where we were living, that is up above beyond the sky. Sixth element, the world of peace, sweet home, the world of silence. So from there, we were there as a point of light, just in an energy. But when we have descended here, we took birth. With this 5 element, this body has been created, and we came into this body and start living our life. It's like a playground or the workplace or whatever you want to say. Being created by God for his children. He has created nature, he has created animals and plants for everything to be balanced enough and to go smoothly and beautifully. Now, with your mind, because our mind is a bit polluted nowadays, but still, just imagine the most beautiful form of the world. How it can be a world where there is there is no negativity. No one harms each other, neither a plant or an animal or human to anyone. It's just a perfect world. Can you imagine such world? Consider today like today's homework. Just imagine. Stretch your imagination. Take to the beauty, the most beauty of it, and then just write something about it. What could be the best form of world? How things could be. So the God has created the world where everything is in peace and harmony as he has created somebody whose nature is loveful, is peaceful, ocean of love. I'm talking about somebody who's ocean of love and he has created the world. How the world be? Yes, full of positivity. Yes, that is called paradise, garden of Allah. In different religion, it has been said somewhere. Swarg, Jannat, Sone ki dunya. Because Sona has been considered as in a beautiful form or the purest form, that is why it is. So everything is in abundance. There is no poverty, all positivity. People live like family, no foundation with the just family of 4 people or maybe 6 or whatever. But it is unlimited, godly family because we all are God's children, right? And that world is called golden era, golden age, Sat Yug. Sat means Sacha, honest. There is only one religion of honesty, of peace. There is no multiple religions. Our first religion is peace as a soul. We must be living in the body, but the consciousness will be as a soul. Like we live in the body, we are not body, but we consider we live the consciousness as body. Do we live like this? Yes? Yes? No? Yes. So the same way in golden era, we must be in the same way as body, in the body, but the consciousness will be different. And that is why we will be into all in the positive form, all the positive actions, because we are in our original form. Underline it. We were that time in the original form. Slowly and gradually, time passes. I, the soul, from one body to another body, I keep on changing the body. As much I start changing the body, my strength, me as a soul, and my strengths are peace, love, harmony, happiness, purity. It starts reducing, depleting, like it's a very slow process. It will not be abruptly changed. It's very slow and steadily things will change. And that is how we will change from golden era to silver era, Satyug to Treta Yuga. Many questions may arise in the mind. We'll cover that later, but I want all of you to first listen to me and just try and imagine and understand. But then if still there'll be a question, I will happy to answer. So that is from one to another, another to another, and slowly the power, the strength of the solar day by day is gradually reducing. Then there must be a time come where there is a breakdown. Like I talked about validity of something. So if anything which is created, could be the validity is longer, could be the validity is shorter. So there must be some validity. Like after this time, let's say for an example, there is a building, maybe after 20 or 50 years or 30 years, you require to renovate it. You require to give some maintenance to the building. Yes, if building is constructed with the element which is not really good enough, could be the validity is shorter. It start the process of this strength to reduce will be higher if it is not been constructed with the right material. Then it happens. Otherwise, it depends on to what kind of material is being used to construct a building. So accordingly, the validity will be. So could be one is for 10 years, one is for 20 years, one is for 30 or 50 years. Nowadays, see the buildings have been constructed by the builder is only the validity is 2 or 3 years or 4 years. And then you need to renovate it. So this is the process. So that is the time where the consciousness of the soul start changing. Okay, and that is called the end of Treta Yuga. The people who will live into the age of Satyug and Treta Yuga, golden era and silver era, they all be a human being. But because of their value system, they were not being called as a human being, rather as a divine being, Devi Devata. Have you heard? In Hindu religion, it has been said there are 33 crores divine souls, divine beings.
बहुत निशान है सोले पे
Right?
इधर के काले वाले
Yes, 33 crores. Thank you for correcting me, brother. So the whole population is called as a divine beings. It's not God has been partial to some people and made them Durga, Kali, Saraswati, or Lord Ganesha, Lord Ram, Lord Hanuman. Nothing like that. God has created everyone, and who has become what depends on their own karma. How? We'll discuss that, but I'm just telling you the how we are, degrading with the time. So here in the end of Treta Yuga or the Silver Age, we start losing our consciousness. Have you seen that time cycle which has been shown by the sand? It's like when you turn it like this, the whole sand start slowly and gradually getting into the bottom side of this, and then you just split it, flip it, then it start reversing. The same way, when we start our life from the beginning, that is the golden era, our consciousness were totally soul conscious, right? But slowly and gradually, as we take one birth, like in one body, then another body, while living into the body, our consciousness starts affecting the soul, but very slowly. We will not feel in that point in time. But when we will start feeling this, that is called Dwapar Yuga, Copper Age, the beginning of Copper Age. Dwapar is like Dwapar, duality. The consciousness so far was one, soul consciousness. But afterwards, the consciousness starts changing. That second part, the second consciousness which we were living as I as a soul was living into this body, and the effect of the body is started overpowering the soul. It's just a beginning. It's not overpowered that point, but it just started. That's my point. Is so far clear? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes. And then the consciousness is started changing as a body. We started bringing the actions which is influenced by the body consciousness. Like for an example, we've probably been first time shown up anger, or we might felt jealous or being hurt by someone's action, or being comparative nature. It's just we started doing. The moment the soul started bringing or showing up such action, our comfort zone, I mean, I started going into out of my comfort zone, because this is not what I am, but I did something which I'm not. So how would I feel? Uncomfortable? Yes or no? When you be angry, do you feel comfortable?
No.
No. So the first time, imagine
No.
the first time when we firstly did being angry, and how might have felt? Uncomfortable?
Upset. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the time I start thinking about my parents. This is very easy to understand when you send your child to play, to let your child to go out to play, and he keeps playing, but the moment he feel hungry or been bitten by, or something happened with his friends, then that is the time he remembers mother. Before that, he does not remember mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's busy and enjoying the whole time with the friends, enjoying the moment, isn't it?
Yes. Very true.
Yes. So that is the time the child think about mother, parent. So as we all souls, the soul who came from the own house and were living here and then enjoying our life, that is in the golden era and the silver era, enjoying the whole time and everything. And when the Dwapar Yuga came in the age of the copper, and they started bringing up this consciousness of the body, and our action starts changing, the change of the action of being into the consciousness of the body starts hurting me or starts giving me discomfort. And then I started thinking about God, and that is the time where we started worshiping God. Because we even into that time we had our own biological parents, but I'm not talking about the biological parents. I'm talking about the soul's parent, the supreme father, the divine being. So when we think about him, when we remember him, then we start worshiping God. And how our thought process be that time, because we were more soul conscious and less body conscious, because it's just a beginning, right? So as me, my father, be the same, isn't it? So my conscious is more of as a soul, as a point of light. So how would I think about my father or my parent? Same. And hence the first temple was made in India or the world is a temple of Shiva, God Shiva. You go anywhere in the world, you must find one. I mean, obviously, in the religion of this or the other religion, we talked about the point of light as in somebody being accepted by everyone. So that is symbolic, because father is like big. So thought works like big means made of physical entity, physical dimension, and that is a big. So it's like a big stone, or the posture of Shiva, just Shivaling, is a big ling. And the oldest temple is all of Shiva, isn't it? Yes, no? So that is our first feeling for God. That is how we remembered God. And so far on the journey, we took so many births from Satyug, from Golden Era, so far in the until Copper Age, Copper Era. But then from Golden Era to Silver Era, there were no untimed deaths. Why? As I said, because those were the world where there shouldn't be any source of negativity, any source of pain and hurt. So there won't be any untimed death. There will be deaths, of course. If there is a life, there is a death. So what is death? Death is only changing the body. We discussed it. We understood this fact now. It's only changing the body, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So until Silver Era, timely deaths are there. In certain age, there won't be any untimely deaths. But starts from the uh, copper copper era, copper age, this death of untimed death will start. And hence there will be many births. Okay. And in the age of copper, we'll start slowly losing our qualities, our true qualities. And then slowly and gradually, our body consciousness will be higher and the soul consciousness will start reducing. The speed of the frequency of depleting the energy of the self from copper age will be higher comparatively. But coming into the age of iron, which is Kala Yuga, it will be so high. In fact, the process of the frequency of depleting the energy in this time is actually high. But so far, before that, it was not that much high. Now we just been opposite what we were. We are too much body conscious, and soul consciousness is just like a dot. We almost lost our true qualities. We almost lost our real consciousness. We've been forgotten that we are souls. And hence we always and always and always think about me as being this name and the nationality or the profession or XYZ thing. And that is the root cause of all our pain and hurt. Is it okay? Do you agree with what all I have told you so far?
Yes.
Yes? Is it yes for everyone? Yes, yes, yes.
Sister,
Thank
Yes,
you.
sister,
100%.
yes.
Yes. Yes, somebody was saying something. So now, as we have reached to its peakness, or I would say the validity, the extremity of the time where the building actually reaches to its peakness, where if you do a renovation, even if you get the renovation done in the one side in one room, the other room will start, some or the other way. You definitely feel some of the pain. The nalka kharab hai, to wo cho raha hai, to wo ho raha hai, so many things. So meant to say is the time has arrived that you need to destroy this building, destruct this building, and then reconstruct anew. Right? Now, as terms of the building, we understand how to do it. We plan for a new building, budget and everything, and then we destroy the older one. The moment you make up your mind that I am going to, construct a new building, even if you're living into the older building, you will not feel painful. Even you're living into the same situational conditions where there is a problem in the building from one another, or whatever the situation were, it is all same, but the pain is reduced. Why? Because you got that in your mind, after some few months I will get into my new building and I will get all my better comforts, isn't it? And that thought actually take you away from all the pain. Now here the same thing applies, because now, as I just told you, that we are living in the world, we already have reached to its peakness of negativity. And what are the symptoms? How do we understand and accept that yes, we have reached to its peakness of negativity? As one, these are the facts which has been explained about the peakness of negativity, that there will be a time where the animals will eat the dirts, not actually been offered to the right food to them. And that time has arrived already. We are seeing this, yes, the cows and the dogs, and they all are actually eating the dirty foods, right? The second thing is, as I said, the basic need, the air and water. We are buying. And also the time where people are not safe, especially the women, not the age of 2 months old child, baby, or a veteran. No one. So there are different way that we are seeing how many cases are there, so much of exploitation, each and every sector. each and every part.
Everyone is stressed. No one
Yes,
has peace.
yes. And that is actually happening, Sister Meenakshi. I do not want to emphasize. I understand that all of you are probably better aware than me about all what is happening in the world. This is actually all true. So if such time will come, then what will happen? Then that is the time the God has to intervene. He has to, transform it. As we have covered the journey from positive to negative, then we have to, rejuvenate, cycle from night to day. So how that will happen? Who will do it? So you always see before day, there is a time come was called Amrit Vela. It's not night, it's not day, but it's the middle of both. And that is the confluence age. It's the middle of two. Confluence of two things. Like confluence of two rivers. Sangam. See Ganga River and Yamuna River, I believe. And that's the middle, the confluence of two, where there is some Havan kind of thing happens. So, so meant to say is this time has arrived where God has to transform it. Now, how he will transform? Will he does some kind of magic, some avatar or something? What? How it will happen? There must be some way. Now listen to me very carefully, which I'm going to tell you. The time is 11:37. Do you want me to continue or just leave for now and then start tomorrow?
Please continue, sister.
Continue. Continue.
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Because actually your questions, if you even have my, what I will explain will answer them. So if this time arrives, just to rejuvenate it, just to change it, if God has to do, then how God will do? There must be some laws, there must be some way that God will do this. For an example, if a child, 2 years old child, if you need to teach a child, 2 years old child or 1 year old child, then how do you teach as a teacher? Or if you have to teach a college student, then how would you teach? The way to explain, the way to teach both of them, both crowd will be different.
Yes.
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 So the same way, if God has to transform human being, please listen to me carefully. If God has to transform human being, then how God will teach us? Or he just have to do some miracles not to teach? What should he do? Because if he will do a miracle, then he has to do for everyone, because the whole world is God's child, isn't it? But he has to filter it. Everyone will not go into golden era. Everyone cannot become doctors. The appearance of the number of candidates for the AIPMT exam or IIT exam in lakhs, and how many of them are actually be able to get admission into the college or able to clear the exams? 3,085 and 10,000. That is the seat, I believe. Round figure.
Yes.
Yes. So the same way, if entire population will get into golden era or the Swarg or the Jannat or the paradise, do you think that will remain paradise?
No.
Or whosoever anyone will get into that, their behavior should be like the person who could live in paradise. Somebody who will become a doctor or get the degree of a doctor should have that kind of knowledge.
Knowledge,
Is it?
qualities.
Yes, exactly. And that is the main point. That is the crux why God has to teach us. Because teaching is the medium where the filtration happens, where it is very, and it shouldn't be in a partial. It will be, with the norms as well. And that is the reason God has to come into the form of a human being. I could sense many of you, getting some kind of thoughts, questions, but just think, can God come into the form of animal, or maybe in some way where we were expecting one to come, and he will come in that form? Isn't it so easy for him, or for the entire population to accept or understand? Let's say, for an example, if God, somebody from a religion of one religion, let's say Hinduism or Muslim religion or any religion, it doesn't matter. Let's say, howsoever my belief system is, if God actually comes in that form, is it difficult for anyone to understand him? What will happen if you tell me, whom do you believe? Do you believe in God? Do you believe or have any kind of idolship?
Yes.
Any sort of, what do
Ye-
you
Yes.
believe
Yes.
in? If you can tell me.
We believe in this. We do Murti Puja, and we feel that human being will be able to explain much better.
Of course. No, my question is, what if, let's say, whom do you believe? You believe is any specific one? I mean, any specific idolship?
Sorry, sister, can you please repeat?
Ganpati Bappa. Yes.
Ganpati Bappa. So, for an example, don't take it in a personal way, but I'm just giving an example of, let's say, if God come in a form of Ganpati Bappa, the way we actually, praise. If actually God comes in that form, is it difficult for anyone to believe and accept and follow him and run behind him?
Yes,
Is
because
it difficult?
everyone does not believe in Ganpati Bappa. Some,
No. What I'm saying is, if, let's say, for an example, all of you accept Ganpati Bappa as God,
okay.
just consider, just take an example, okay? And if actually God come into that form, is it difficult for everyone
No, it's
to
not difficult.
follow or accept or understand?
We can accept
Yes.
easily.
Or this is what I have a belief on. But what if he comes in different form, which I never expected? Then it will be difficult.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that is the reason, and the other reason I told you, because if teacher has to teach a child, he has to act like a child.
Yes.
Right.
We first bow down to the level of a child, and then we hold the child, and we above.
Right.
So the same way, if God has to teach human beings, because this is the creature, the best creature of the God, because our impact on nature, it affects, but their impact on us, it doesn't affect. See, human beings, few years ago, 10, 20 years ago, people were so reliable, certain, so as nature. If the month of June has come, there will be a rainy season, there will be a rainy season. The clouds will, the thunders and lightning will be there, and then it will start raining. But do you see nowadays, does it happen?
No.
Human beings are uncertain, unreliable, so as nature. So our impact on the nature is so high. That is why human beings are the best creature of the God, because we can create our impact on other. We can change nature the way we want, and hence the nature has changed. We have given pain to nature, and nature is giving pain nowadays to us by flooding and then different way,
Very
isn't
true,
it?
sister. Yes.
So that is the reason God has to change us, human beings. And that is the reason he has to come into the form of human being, to teach human beings, to make us back to the divinity, to take us from the negativity, from the vices to values. And this is the journey which is actually been started. There may be so many questions, and there may be something that also I need to explain it. But this is so far about the world cycle, because it's a cycle where I say the cycle. Let me see if I have that picture here. I don't know, it runs a bit slower. So just leave it. I'm sorry, it's not actually working. So what I meant to say is actually everything runs in the cycle. So if I have reached to the edge of the darkness, then to go into that positive world, I have to first make myself to be able to go into positive world. That quality has to come in me. Then only I will be eligible to get into such world. Now it is on me whether I want to get into the world or not. There is no such forces. But yes, it is always been expectable by the father for every his kids to be the best. But the father or the parent cannot force any of the child to be like. Is it possible? You can only tell the child to become.
You can guide only.
Yes. That is the reason God tells us. He has taken a medium and he has given the knowledge, this knowledge that I am forwarding you. This is the knowledge where he has made us realize that you are my child. You were like this in the beginning, same like me. But into the process of taking one bird to another, and there's so many birds, you have become like this now. So now this is the time. जैसे शाम हो जाती है तो उसके बाद अगर बच्चा नहीं आता है खेल के तो क्या करते, मम्मा क्या करती है, जाके लेकर आती है. enough is enough now, isn't it? Let's go back home. But even to come back home, what is required? She, mother, take the child into washroom and clean the child first, isn't it? Or do you just take the child from outside and just get into the bed and do everything? What? No, no. You
No, there
first
is.
clean the child, cleanse the child.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Changing clothes.
So this, yes, yes. So the same way God is cleansing us. This is the process of cleansing, cleaning ourselves, the layer of the negativity of the body conscious which has been uh, put it onto us. So many birds, it will be removed. As much I'm using this knowledge, hence knowledge has been called as in water. ना बोलते ना गंगा में जाओ डुबकी लगाओ तो पवित्र हो जाएंगे. It's the Ganga. It's just in a comparative words, just to understand us, just a depiction. It's not only if you actually get into, take a dip into Ganga and all your vices will gone. If it is that easy, let all the criminals get into one dip into Ganga and then things will be so clear. How easy it could be, but it is not. So this knowledge, how much you are, using this knowledge in your mind, how much you're thinking about it, churning this, which they consider it as in chanting, think about God, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, but not that way actually. Yeah. Are you understanding what is the cycle and how can we, be back to the same way? It's a choice. There is no force again. But how many of you want to be or want to go into such era or want to be like a father? Tell me.
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Of course.
Yes. Only Sister Meera want to become such? No one else?
No, we all want to.
Yeah. Sister Alka? Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Only two of them. Oh, sister. Sister Renu. That's why. See, all of us can become like this because God never does any kind of partiality. He's so pure.
Actually, we had no knowledge. Actually, it's really things are getting very clear.
So it's okay. कहते ना जब जागो तब सवेरा.
Right.
So if I have understood this now, let's just continue further. Yeah, the awakening, that is called awakening. Sometimes we wake up in the morning, but then we are actually risen awake. We are still into that, that rhythm of sleep, semi-consciousness, half consciousness, and then somebody, are you awake? Are you awake? Yeah, yeah, I can see that you are awake. I can see, I know everything. But then still we are into the feeling of sleeping, in sleeping mode. But then here the awakening comes. That what exactly the reality? I will cover more this on tomorrow and then continue with this. Few more facts and then how it really works, how God teaches us, and then move on. If you have any questions, we'll cover that. I am sure you must have so many questions, or maybe by tomorrow's session it may increase And if there is no question, then that will be great for me. All right. So, anything now anyone want to ask, or I'll start with a few. For few minutes of meditation, and then end up
Yes,
Sister,
sister,
can I ask?
meditation.
Yes.
meditation. Okay. Anyone has any question?
Yes, sister, I want to ask.
Yes.
Sister, I just want to ask, as like now we are not bad people. We are not doing bad to anyone. We believe in God and doing prayers and trying to upbring our child in a very good and educated manner. But why we all are suffering because of some bad people, like the corona. For example, it's corona, or like small children get raped, and we all are living in a big fear every time.
Mhm.
So
So why are we living into such world? Is it your question?
yes, yes, sister.
Okay. So as I just explained you, sister, the time has to arrive this, because unless the thickness of any extremity will not come, it will not go to the end. And life cannot be constant. It cannot be
Okay.
stilled. It has to move on. So if we had lived a life that were into the positive way, we have to
Yeah.
come, it cannot be only a day. There has be a night. Is it possible to only be 24 hours a day? Is it possible?
No.
It's not
No.
possible. There has to be a night as well. It's 12-hour day and 12-hour, and then morning, afternoon, evening, and night. It's a cycle. So the same way, the life also run into the cycle. It has to come. The negativity has to come, and that is what we will able to give the importance of positivity. Unless we do
Okay.
not get it, will not have the importance of positivity, and hence the life has come. And if in such time, if I get such knowledge, then this knowledge actually take me out from this situation. I be into the situation, but the situation will not affect me. Same like I or you may be into the river, into the boat. Unless the water is not coming into the boat, you're in no harm. You're probably enjoying by doing your boating into that river, isn't it? So the same way, if the world is, you are living into, we all are living into a negative society, negative environment, but let not the environment affect you. That's what we can do. So focus on that instead of why it is happening, why it is happening. Because if your focus will be onto negative side, will always be in hurt. I remember a story where there was a person who has who were like roaming around to many places and start used to sell things. So like a small person who was some kind of small business. So he used to go from his house, and then all the things that he has to sell out, and then come back home. So in the beginning of the day, he go to the one place or the another. He sold out so many things, and then while being going, but he was so happy because he was keep remembering, my bag was so heavier, but I have sold so many things, and it becomes so lighter, and he was so happy and lightened. By the end of the day, while he was coming back home, he took bag and he remembered, oh, still these things have not been sold out, and he started feeling bad. Now, what is the problem? What is the problem? Can anyone tell?
He's not happy with what he has earned.
Why?
Our way of thinking, like if we think negatively, our attitude is negative. So we
Because
will,
his focus, yes, his focus has changed. His focus from what he sold is moved to what he hasn't sold.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
he's
that is how
looking.
the pain has come. Yes.
Yes,
So
he's
look at the
looking the
positive
afters.
side, and that, yes, exactly, sister.
Mhm.
And remember why I have given you your homework yesterday and day before. Why we were in pain the whole day with our own family members. There must be a day where you were very happy getting that same husband or wife or probably anyone.
Yes.
But now the things been changed. Why? Why that person was so meaningful for me, for you, I mean, and then now the things been changed.
Because we are looking only at positivity.
Yes,
Our perspective, as we see, we feel that way, no?
yes, yes. It doesn't mean that we only ignoring the negative aspect, but then we need to understand things, and that is how we can manage our life. Okay, so I hope you got your answer, sister Meenakshi.
Yes, sister. Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sister, how to practice positivity at times of illness. All our focus practically goes into the illness at that time. So, how to make ourselves positive at times of illness? Okay. That's true, brother. So, when you see here again the consciousness of the self as a real self, as a soul comes into the picture. You need to first think what you can do and what you can't do. See, the pain is not inevitable. The suffering is always inevitable. The pain, if my body has an ache and body aching, there will be pain, there will be body ache, there will be headache. But I can, if I keep focusing on my head, oh God, I'm still feeling so much of pain. It will enhance, the pain will be enhanced. Instead, if you just divert your mind into some other thing, then the suffering will be changed. Remember, when you have a child, when you have to give any kind of injection, what do? You just divert the mind. Injection is still been given to the child, but what happened? Am I right, Sister Alka?
Yes, yes.
So what the same thing that I have to do here? We are not bodies. Who am I? When you think that I am a soul, I am the ruler on this body, then actually see in the beginning phase you probably not 100% be able to do it, but just trying out. Try this. You definitely feel the change, the difference. Okay, brother, we will divert the child. Yes. So as I have to do, I hope you got your answer. Any other question? It's already 12, more than 12 now. I have extended you 5 more minutes. I'm so sorry.
Please don't be sorry, sister. It's like a fruitful day for us.
Yes, we get our doubts clear. No, sorry, sister. We are thankful to you.
Thank you. So I think there is no other questions now. So we'll do this 5 minutes meditation and we'll end up. Okay. Now,
Please.
any homework? Do you want to take homework for yourself or do you still want me to give you homework?
You have given today that we should think about the positive era, the golden era.
Yes, yes. So imagination. So let's do this in a way that probably it is not possible for everyone to write it into the chat box tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, whosoever I mean, I want everyone to be actually participate, because I see few doesn't participate. So share your, even the audio way you can do into that WhatsApp group. It will be easier for you actually. Okay.
Okay.
And the other
Okay.
something to practice is showing up gratitude. I want all of you to show up
Okay.
gratitude to the people around you, to yourself, to your body, yeah, to maid, probably anyone who helped you some or the other way. And
Okay.
God.
God, the
God.
most important being in our life. So show
Yes.
up gratitude. Say thank you to him for all the things that they have, everyone has done for you. Okay, so two homework. I hope all clear for everyone.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for attentively listening to me. And let's do a 2 minutes meditation. Is music audible?
No, sister.
No.
बेटे 5 मिनट बोलना नहीं है
Take
leave
a
it
deep.
alone.
I'm exhaling all the worries, all tensions. And I'm inhaling positivity, peace, and power. For a while, imagine yourself as a soul conscious. I am peaceful soul. I am the entity driver in this body. I am the one who has changed many bodies as an outfit. For a while, I'm wearing this body. So let's remove this for a while, for some time. And with my mind, I'm going up above the sky, beyond this five element, and I've reached in my own home, home of peace, home of purity, and home of love. My father is looking at me, being so happy by looking at me as being aware of soul consciousness, his love, his warmth, his power of purity showering on me. I'm feeling so energized, content, so fortunate to have a father, to have you as my father. Thank you, Baba, to enlightening me, to acknowledging me about myself. You've realized me, who the actually I am, and how I have covered my whole journey of life since beginning. I wasn't aware and living the life unconsciously, but now the picture started being clear to me. And I've got the purpose of my life. You are my real father. I can't say how happy I am. I can't express my gratitude in just words, but my heart so delighted to have you back. I visited so many temples and places to find you, to see you, but I couldn't have that kind of connection, Baba. Thank you so much. I'm so overwhelmed to have you in my life. Baba, it's been so happy to see me, and his blessings are replenishing, rejuvenating me, full of happiness and love. I decided to go back to my physical world and share the same feeling with my other brothers and sisters. I came back to this world and this body. The energy of peace started spreading all over. My mind is so relaxed, calm, composed, and stable. I'm ready to perform all my roles. I will spend my day, but I will keep attention of me being soul in performing all my roles as father, mother, brother, sister, and so on, as required. And this will be the real respect and love towards you, Baba. I will try my best to show you up in my actions. Thank you for being with me. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister
Om
Niharika.
Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome. Have
Thank
a
you,
great day.
sister.